saw this TikTok and it was a parent and they were slagging the book that their kid was reading because there were two authors listed on the book, and then the parent read the book aloud and it was super, super simple. I'm not going to remember the exact story word for word, but it was something along the lines of, it was a windy day. The umbrella blew away. Whoosh. The hat blew away. Whoosh. The leaf blew away. Whoosh. Oh, what a windy day. Something like that. And this parent was rolling their eyes at the idea that there'd be two authors on that book. And he said, like, I should become a children's book writer. And listen, I know it was just a throwaway TikTok. That parent probably didn't even think about it that much. But if they did take a minute to think about it, they'd realize that there's a lot more going on there than they think. First off, there's a difference between storybooks and readers. That book was probably a reader that kid was assigned as homework. And readers are books that are specifically written to help children learn to read, that children read themselves. Now, I'm not a teacher. I'm not an early literacy expert, so I can't tell you all of the research and thought that goes into those books, but I know enough to know that there's a lot of research and a lot of thought that goes into them. All that repetition in that story was intentional. Repeatedly using the same phonetic sound, the w sound, was intentional, and the kid probably is learning those sounds in a particular order. The people who wrote that book probably had a very limited vocabulary that they were allowed to use, and it was vocabulary based on what words the kid would have learned to read by then. Having like a sound effect word in there, like whoosh, also probably intentional, so that even if the kid can't read the words yet, they can make the whoosh sound, and it encourages them to practice sounding out words. Also, those two authors probably didn't write that one book. They probably wrote a whole program of about 30 books. So that book is a reader, it's got an educational purpose. But there's this whole other category of children's books, which is children's literature. Obviously, we all know about that. That's an art form. So a children's book can have educational purposes, can be an art form, or there's a Venn diagram of lots of stuff in the middle. That book was very clearly way over on this side of the Venn diagram, in the educational purposes side. And when it comes to children's media, children's books, movies, music, TV shows, all the rest, all of them kind of sit somewhere on that Venn diagram. The Venn diagram of education, entertainment, and the arts. Anyway, the TikTok had me thinking, because often people assume that I am a music teacher, when really on that Venn diagram, I fall much closer to the arts side. Of course, my work is also educational and entertaining, I hope. But my primary priority is that arts circle in the Venn diagram.